You are a 16th century pub, and that was our.
This is supposed to be the most haunted pub in York, I think.
There you go. So anyway, yes, people setting up festivals, independent music going on in the UK, live independent music, alternative stuff, hurrah, and particularly when everybody's whinging about how much money there is, and I just think it takes somebody with massive cojones to set something like that up.
Yeah,
So
well done, Chris.
Well done, Chris.
Mr. Chris Sherrington.
Right.
So he's lost most of his hair.
In the last 48 hours.
Afternoon, everybody. This is DV8 weekend, and I'm Kevin Morris on the TV. I'm here with the March Violets, one of the greatest bands in the scene, if not the world, in the history of ever. We've got Si, main vocals, head honcho, and Rosie, also main vocals and also head honcho. We've got Tom, token 6-string, and Joe, who likes 4 strings. And of course, they're headlining the main event this year, and we're going to have a little chin wag with them to see what's happening in the purple world. Now, apart from the Secret Whitby show, this is your first major UK festival-y type date that you've played. What's that like? How are you looking forward to it?
Good. Yeah, we're looking forward to a bit of festival action.
It's actually the last date of this sort of summer tour that we've been on, and so it's the last chance to catch us.
Yeah, we've done 6 dates in the last 2 months, I think.
Yes.
Is that right?
Most of them, it seems like, are in the last 24 hours. But,
and they all run together, don't they?
But yeah,
it's been
festival
really great.
is good.
And, very good responses.
Yeah, it's good to play DV8, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Support your local guy.
I love to play York because I lived here for quite a few years and I know everybody who is coming home.
And I was performing at the first DV8 festival last year, and that was a lot of fun, and I've just got a lot of time for people who are setting up independent festivals, particularly at the moment when there are ghosts coming out of coffins. You are a 16th century pub, and that was our.
This is supposed to be the most haunted pub in York, I think.
Well, there you go. That's proof of it.
How
So anyway, yes, people setting up festivals, independent music going on in the UK, live independent music, alternative stuff, hurrah, and particularly when everybody's whinging about how much money there isn't, I just think it takes somebody with massive cojones to set something like that up, really.
Yeah,
So
well done, Chris.
Well done, Chris.
Mr. Chris Sherrington.
Of course, as well, this, like you just said, this is the 6th date on the current set of tours. You played a festival in Belgium on Friday night.
We did. Shadow play.
What was that?
It was good.
Yeah, it was great.
It's a long way. Joe drove us there and back again.
First time driving on the right-hand side of the road.
Yeah, my first time driving in Europe, it was quite... No, it was fine actually, I was nervous though.
Yeah.
It went very well, very smoothly.
And the festival was good fun as well.
Yeah.
I got to see, strangely enough, headlining where the main stage was Fields of the Nephilim, and I did a lot of gigs with Carl back in the day, and with Batfish and stuff, and I hadn't seen him for ages. And I was sat at the backstage, and I saw some guy slinking around with a bag of flour, and I knew where he was heading. And then Carl came out, was like, "Oi, Carl! Oi, wait, what are you doing?" It was good. He's the same as he ever was. Hasn't changed. Little tiny contact lenses.
Belgians are very appreciative.
Oh, they're very nice, aren't they?
Very, very polite, very, very nice.
It's like
people,
every
very
goth
friendly.
in Belgium, or
Good chips as well.
good chips, but every goth in Belgium just suddenly turned up, and they don't sit in the bar; they come and see the bands.
Yeah,
it's
good.
great. Yeah, what not to
Yeah,
do?
they were there for the bands very much so, much more than anything.
Who was that band you were chatting to?
Love Like Blood, yeah, bumped into a bunch of them. I think they'd done a little quick reformation, and just they were headlining
There are
the next day.
15 of them, it looks like.
There was 12.
Well,
I counted
close,
the table.
yeah.
Yeah.
And all of them
Very nice
people.
chaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, 2011 is going to be a bit of a big year for the Violets.
It already is.
You've had the pledge and lots of gigs and an EP out and an album incoming. What's it like to be kept so busy?
Tiring.
Yeah, it's very tiring.
But lots of fun.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of time. The main problem we have is 'cause we're so split in terms of where we live and what we do. We've all got kind of other things that we do. So putting things together and making it happen is quite an effort. It takes a lot of planning. It's like Tom lives over in the States.
Yeah.
So the album recording's all been done. I've been flying stuff in via email, whatever, and we'll work on stuff over Skype as well and communicate over
Well, we
there.
did a fair bit of stuff over in America.
That's true. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
But
true. It's kind of like this album's been quite a long process because we kind of started in a way a few years ago.
Yeah.
There's some tracks that will be going on.
Well, I mean, there's tracks that stuff that the stuff I've been doing for 20 odd years that's been bubbling away. I mean, let's put it on the EP. There's a track called "We're All Gods." We had a T-shirt with it on before the track came
at the
out.
Homecoming show.
Yes,
T-shirt was there, wasn't it?
So is that this is stuff that has been coming down the tubes quite a lot. We don't just there is spontaneity, but it's mainly.
There's a lot of material
thought.
there, and that it's not like we're short of new stuff. Which is a really exciting feeling.
Well, we're about to
It's
head
brilliant.
off and do a week of kind of pulling everything together next month. I think that's the plan. We'll sort of like try and finish everything off that we've got so far, and whether we do it, might do it in the States, we might do it here. See what happens.
I understand, of course, that as just mentioned that you live in the States, that you live in the deep in the woods
I
in the
live
middle
deep
of
in the woods.
Georgia.
I do, yeah. The Eldritch Woods. I've got 20 acres of it.
The Eldritch Woods. Goth.
More than he's got.
How can be a goth in this sometime?
There's a swimming pool there as well.
What's it like living in the middle of the woods?
The middle of the woods, quiet.
Apart from the other day.
Actually, that's right. Yeah. We had a tornado come through about 100 yards to the right of the house. Well, he didn't quite touch down, but we lost about 7% of the Eldritch Woods went down. So yeah, I was repairing that for a few days afterwards.
What, you were
Fixing the trees.
Fixing the trees.
How would it change?
He is a tree ant, of course. Yes.
Of course, as well, and subjects of being kept busy, as Si says, everybody's got their own things. I understand that, Rosie, you run a fetish club.
I do.
As well.
Yes.
That's a career that takes some beating.
Oh.
I'll see you after. There should be firm tickings off going on after.
That's what he expected you to say.
Yeah.
Yes, goodness.
Does that keep you out of trouble or in trouble?
Or in trouble? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I shan't say too much because I'm sure everyone is very, very young watching this, and we can't possibly pervert them or turn them in the wrong direction. It's a club called
Club Lash.
Club Lash runs in
Manchester.
Manchester, and we've been doing it for 13 years now, so we must be doing something right. Yes.
Of course, you do have other projects we probably could talk about to
You
a
could.
family audience.
Not many.
For example, you've been writing a lot of poetry as well.
Yes, I've just had a new collection of poetry out, and I'm working on another one, and I've got a one-woman show in the offing at the moment that I've managed to get funding from the Arts Council, so that's really nice. Yeah.
Is that the Empowering Boardwoman?
That's it, yeah. I'm looking for empowering and positive images of women with no hair, which are quite hard to come by. I started off with Ilia from Star Trek. Yes, I am a geek and proud. And Ripley from Alien 3. Yeah, and
We had Sinead on.
and we've got Sinead, and we've got loads more. Like Miss Tanzania in recent Miss World is bald by choice, and so it's like there's a lot of people out there. So yes.
Of course, one other thing is that we were talking about York earlier. There's obviously the connection that you performed here and that Joe grew up here. I understand that Si's got some work in the local museum. At the
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, in Jorvik Viking Centre. Yeah, I used to make swords and armour, like properly forged, cut your head off and stuff. And I did that for quite a few years with my uncle, who Bailiff's Forge it was called, and we used to make we used to make all sorts of stuff, but we did make a lot of Viking stuff. Made a lot of sharps for the Leeds armories.
Yeah.
The ones, you know, when you see the guys on horseback cutting melons, those are our swords. And for York, we made a load of Viking axes and spearheads, and I think some shields and some of the helmet stuff. It's good fun. We also made a load of very strange stuff for sort of pagan people. I made an awful lot of Wiccan daggers in my time, and Masonic trowels. But I could. Sorry.
But that's
I can see one hanging on the mantelpiece over there.
Indeed.
How did you get into something like sword making?
Well, my uncle he's been a swordsmith for like nearly 50 years, basically, and I can remember as a kid with him he'd made a suit of armour, and we built a cannon, like a cannon, and he insisted in firing a tennis ball at him to test this suit of armour out, and of course it knocked him over and put a big dent and broke 2 ribs, but
he was also a star of the Dandelion King video.
He was, yeah. If you go online to YouTube and have a look for Dandelion King March Violets, the video that we did for one of the songs off the EP, my uncle who is a dead ringer for me, he's at the start he's the old king, and then I'm the young king. But believe it or not, and there's a weird morphing transformation, and that's my uncle. Yeah, who's John. He's a top guy.
So the Dandelion King video, actually, what made you decide to shoot a video in a church in
on
Leeds,
the coldest
in the middle of winter?
The coldest day of the 21st
It just kind of came together, didn't it?
Yeah.
Tom was over. We were doing a gig.
We had a week, didn't we?
We had a week, and within that week, we sorted the venue, sorted the video out, and just went and did it. And we put this gig on, which was just mad. Because it was a gigio, which was the phrase I coined, which is a gig and a video. So we did the video first, and then we asked a load of people to come in and to be in it, dress up, and a load of people did.
Yeah.
And then we did a little gig at the end in the venue. But I mean, what an amazing place! I mean, it's just you were there.
It was indeed.
And it was quite
And it was cold.
very strange, and yes, bloody cold.
And we blew up the sound system.
Oh yeah.
It's just like,
That's
it
normal.
the word shambolic and chaotic and March Violets.
I was dying of the flu.
It was more punk than rock and roll.
It
was.
Yeah, definitely.
But I particularly liked, after we'd blown the PA up, how we all went to the bar with the audience. And that was good.
It was
nice
just to
moment.
get more of James Ray's cider before it ran out.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Very warming.
Yes, it is. I didn't actually notice it was cold.
But it was very, very cold. It was November, and it was that kind of, it's snowing. But, I mean, Anne Stokes, who's an amazing artist, walked across Leeds in a suit of armour with a giant sword.
And didn't get arrested.
Didn't get arrested. Probably because